Hi everyone, I'm here to read with you some poems. This is from a compilation, which means when you put together a lot of smaller things of poems called Poetry Speaks to Children. And if you can track one of these copies down, it's especially wonderful because it has a CD in the front of many of the poets reading their own poems, which I think is really neat. And the first one we're going to read together is called Wolf by Billy Collins. A wolf is reading a book of fairy tales. The moon hangs over the forest, a lamp. He is not assuming a human position, say, cross-legged, leaning against a tree, as he would in a cartoon. This is a real wolf, standing on all fours, his rich fur bristling in the night air. His head bent over the book open on the ground. He does not sit down, for the words would be too far away to be legible, and it is with difficulty that he turns each page with his nose and his forepaws. When he finishes the last tale, he lies down in the pine needles. He thinks about what he has read. The stories passing over in his mind like the clouds crossing the moon. A zigzag of wind shakes down hazelnuts, the eyes of owls yellow in their branches. This next poem is called Bear Song, and it's by Kay Ryan. If I were a bear with a bear sort of belly that made it hard to get up after sitting, and if I had paws with pads at the end, and a kind of tab where a tail might begin, and a button eye on each side of my nose, I'd button the flap of the forest closed. And when you came with your wolf and your stick to the place that once was the place to get in, you'd simply be at the edge of the town, and your wolf wouldn't know a bear was around. This poem is called Sneeze and is by Maxine Cumin. There's a sort of tickle, the size of a nickel, a bit like the prickle of a sweet and sour pickle. It's a quivery shiver, the shape of a sliver, like eels in the river, a kind of wiggle that starts as a jiggle and joggles its way to a tease, which I cannot suppress any longer, I guess. So pardon me, please, while I sneeze. This next poem is called Eagle Poem, and it's written by Joy Harjo. And Joy puts a note here before you read the poem. It says, in classical native traditions, songs are the most common source of poetry. Wherever words are, they are not far away from song or dance. So when you hear Eagle Poem, perhaps you also feel a dance inside of you or music inside of you. I know I do. Eagle Poem. To pray, you open your whole self to sky, to earth, to sun, to moon, to one whole voice that is you. And know there is more that you can't see, can't hear, can't know except in moments steadily growing and in languages that aren't always sound, but other circles of motion. Like eagle that Sunday morning over Salt River circled in blue sky. In wind swept our hearts clean with sacred wings. We see you, see ourselves, and know that we must take the utmost care of kindness in all things. Breathe in, knowing we are made of all this, and breathe, knowing we are truly blessed, because we were born and die soon within a true circle of motion, like eagle rounding out the morning inside us. We pray that it will be done in beauty, in beauty. This is Dinosaur Diets by Jane Yolen. Stegosaurus fed on ferns, the sauropods on pine. Tyrannosaurus ate them both whenever he did dine. So he was not invited very often out to lunch, because he chose upon his hosts to munch and crunch a bunch. And then we have My Sister Saw a Dinosaur by Mary Ann Hoberman. My sister saw a dinosaur. At least she said she saw one. I said that dinosaurs are dead. She said she saw it in her head. A dinosaur inside your head? Remarkable, my mother said. This poem is called The Secret Song, and it's by Margaret Wise Brown. Who saw the petals drop from the rose? I, said the spider, but nobody knows. Who saw the sunset flash on a bird? I, said the fish, but nobody heard. Who saw the fog come over the sea? I, said the sea pigeon, only me. Who saw the first green light of the sun? I, said the owl, the only one. Who saw the moss creep over the stone? I, said the gray fox, all alone. This poem is called Jamaican Song, and it's by James Barrie. Little toad, mind yourself. Mind yourself, let me plant my corn. Plant my corn to feed my horse to run my race. The sea is full of more than I know. Moon is bright like nighttime sun. Night is dark like all eyes shut. Mind you not be harmed. Somebody know about you. Somebody know about you. Little toad, mind yourself. Mind yourself, let me build my house. Build my house to be at home. Be at home till one day vanish. The sea is full of more than I know. Moon is bright like nighttime sun. Night is dark like all eyes shut. Mind you not be harmed. Somebody know about you. Somebody know about you. This poem is called Summer. It is by W.D. Snodgrass. Summertime comes and everyone takes wings. But why catch planes when you could take a bird and just land any place? Please take my word. Birds give the smoothest ride since old porch swings, or merry-go-rounds with music and brass rings. No seatbelts, please, and it would be absurd to put on earphones. Everybody's heard that for your listening pleasure, a bird sings. All girls fly Western style now, not side saddle, so pick a strong winged mount with a tall crest to skim across the prairies or skedaddle into a golden sunset in the west. Then, when you're tired of galloping astraddle, his wings and shoulders fold to form your nest. The last poem I want to read today is called The Unwritten, and it's by W.S. Merwin. Inside this pencil crouch words that have never been written, never been spoken, never been taught. They're hiding. They're awake in there, dark in the dark, hearing us, but they won't come out. Not for love, not for time, not for fire. Even when the dark has worn away, they'll still be there, hiding in the air. Multitudes in days to come may walk through them, breathe them, be none the wiser. What script can it be that they won't unroll? In what language? Would I recognize it? Would I be able to follow it? To make out the real names of everything? Maybe there aren't many. It could be that there's only one word. And it's all we need. It's here, in this pencil. Every pencil in the world is like this. And those are some poems from Poetry Speaks to Children. I want to invite you to write your own poem. It doesn't need to rhyme. It doesn't need to be about anything in particular. It doesn't even have to be like a poem that you have heard yourself before. It can be something completely different and completely new. Will you write a poem or try writing a poem today? And if you don't write, maybe a grown-up can help you put some words down, or maybe you can draw a poem, or dance a poem, or sing a poem. I'll see you next time.